What's going on, guys? We are back once again, and we are going to be reviewing The Mandalorian episode 3, season 3. Now, I have very mixed feelings on this episode. A lot of it, I would say some of it I like, some of it I did not like. Now, the overall review of this, the starting out was absolutely amazing. We had where Bo-Katan saved Din Djarin from the waters of Mandalore, and she even asked him, did you see anything? Did you like what happened? All he knows is that he fell, and she says that from the bombing, maybe it had to go deeper. So he did not see the mythosaur. She did, and he's asking her like, "What did you see?" And she says really nothing. So when they go back to escape, unfortunately, when they go back to retrieve his ship, they do get intercepted by some TIE fighters, and Bo has to ask Din, "Hey, can you go ahead and shoot him down?" So we see this big dogfight between Din as well as Bo-Katan, and Din's able to get back onto his ship, and then he's able to take them all down. But then there's a lot more, and they bomb Bo-Katan's current home, and she gets very angry. She tries to go after them. As soon as that happens, just a slew of TIE fighters, and apparently because she pissed off a Imperial warlord. And so when this happens, he's telling her, "No, we don't have time for this. We got to go back." And then she's like, "Well, where are we going?" And pretty much what happens is that he does. I'm gonna get you guys to the good part. She does get taken to where Din Djarin's, I would say, other creed is, for all the other Mandalorians that he saved earlier in the season. Due to, he brings her there and he tells her, "Look, just keep your helmet on. If do what's good for you, just kind of it won't freak them out." And so when this happens, we see where they're asking, "Okay, like, what are you doing here? You're in exile." And then they ask who she is, the one that is of Vizsla status, and she says that who she is. And basically, they're both exiles, so it's like, what are they doing here? And they say, okay, she was a witness that he did find the Mandalorian waters, so they go in there, they give it to the armor, and she pours it down in, I would say, almost like a like a little sea of water, like she's looking into like almost something magical, like you'd see in like Once Upon a Time or some type of show. Like you can see like a crystal ball almost, like, and the waters just sparkle. So apparently with these waters they sparkle, and it shows, hey, they have been to Mandalore, and now Mando has been redeemed, and now they're even inviting Bo to the clan, because again she's obviously Mandalorian, but at the same time she has not removed her helmet since she's been there, and they do invite her, and she doesn't deny it, but she doesn't really accept it either. So they kind of accept her into the fray, and everyone's shaking hands, saying, "Hey, welcome back," stuff like that. And she sees the symbol of the mythosaur out in the cave, and she kind of just doesn't say anything, and that's where the episode ends. But the way the episode was entirely is, we had the doctor that was on Kamino that we saw in season 1 that was trying to go after Baby Yoda, or wanting to see Baby Yoda. He's with the New Republic. He's in a institution of rehab, basically trying to, since he was with the Empire, try to show that he is willing to work with the New Republic. And we see even the one, Kane, she was on, of course, the Imperial ship that, who was on the most Imperial ship, obviously, in the Mandalorian. So she was working under him, under Moff Gideon, and she supposedly has changed over a new leaf. And you kind of see where it's like, can we trust her? Can we not trust her? And just to sum everything up pretty quickly, we do see where they slowly start gathering a relationship between Kershing as well as Kane, saying about what they wanted. And then he even says how he always wanted to be a doctor, and how all the research that he had for cloning is something that he always wanted to do, and that he hopes to help the future of it with. She tells him, okay, well, all the research you were doing, if you were to continue, what will you need? And he tells her that he would need basically the same thing he had on an Imperial ship. And so she does agree to take him, but he would have to take some risks. And then after on his job, where it seems like they're just destroying disk and data of things that could be useful in the New Republic that the Empire had. He does not agree to it, and finally he decides to take a risk and go with her, and being on a train and then jumping into the junkyard area where all the former Imperial warships were, as well as everything else that we saw. Obviously, not only in, I would say, like Solo, but also Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And we get to see where they finally get on the ship, but then also things are not as they seem. You can see something or someone's watching them, and they keep hearing noises, and Cushing's trying to gather all the equipment he needs so he can do this. They start running out because obviously they've been followed. Then it turns out it was a trap because King did set him up, and he's asking her, why'd you set me up? There's really no answer, but it kind of gives informative that she is working for the Empire still, because at the very end of it they put him in some type of mind warping ray, and then what happens is she says to the one that was putting him, I guess, on a low status to help his, to calm him down, to where we'll kind of stay with him. He's a friend, and then as soon as they leave, she turns it all the way up. So obviously, she still could possibly be working for the Empire. We do not know yet. Now, there was a few Easter eggs in here. If you guys want to catch on to that, the same where he looks at the doctor that's treating him and says it's a trap. Fly back to, obviously, Return of the Jedi. There was also another moment when Dr. Cushing was giving his speech in a theater-like setting. If I'm not mistaken, that was the same theater that we saw Darth Sidious / Anakin Skywalker in Revenge of the Sith when they were having their talk, when Palpatine was watching a theatrical type of show, and they were having their moment about talking about the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. So there was some throwback to the other movies, which again I did like. But overall, like I said, the main parts about this that I really, really did enjoy was the more with Bo-Katan and Mando, obviously. So again, I did not really think that was a big deal for Dr. Cushing. I think that they could have gone a little bit different, honestly, but at the same time, it would have been a little bit better if they would have saved that for maybe like a sideline episode or something of that nature, because again, of where they left off last week, and they didn't really give us that much this week. So again, we're just going to have to wait and see what next week holds. But guys, let me know what you thought about this week's episode. Let me know in comments down below, and leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you as always on the very next video.